Hello and welcome to Visibility with Sonia, where I interview dynamic people who are making waves in their community, the Caribbean, in the areas of business, culture and lifestyle. Today my guest is none other than the kayaksman himself, Tony Greyson-Newman. Hi Tony.
Hi there.
Right. So Tony is better known as the kayaksman, he'll explain that in a minute, okay, of Jamaica. Tony is Jamaica's first international sprint kayaking athlete, born in London, UK, of Jamaican heritage, of course. Okay, Tony is a dual citizen of Jamaica and the United Kingdom, and he's competed in Spain and Ireland. And his aspirations and his dream and what drives him is to compete for Jamaica in the Tokyo Olympic Games in 2020. Tony, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
What a mouthful there.
Sorry, yes. What can I say?
First of all, if you could just tell us what is kayaking and how you became to be Jamaica's kayaksman.
Okay, kayaking. It's a sport. A kayak is a boat, right? It originates from the Inuit people or Eskimos, right? And it's a boat we sit in, and you have a paddle with a blade on either side, and you sit in and you kayak. Mm-hmm. And so the sport I take part in is sprint kayaking. So it's over 200 meters or 500 meters or 1,000 meters on a lake. Yep. And you have 8 lanes with 8 kayaks. Yeah. On your marks, get set, go.
Can I just ask you a question?
Yes.
Is this the one where we see them in the Olympics rowing like this?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, this is true. People get kayaking confused with rowing,
okay,
which is exactly what you were describing. And they also get kayaking confused with canoeing, which is, do you know the American Indians, if I can call them that? Yeah. Where they sit on one knee with a paddle with just one, with a paddle with one blade, and then you sort of do this. So so you've got rowing. Oh, and you've got
like this and then like that.
That's right. Yes, that's canoeing. Oh. And you have rowing, which is what you were talking about just a moment ago, and you have kayaking, which is what I do.
Yeah. Is that the one you go like this then?
That's skipping.
Oh no, there's a boat. You know when you go on a holiday, there's a boat and you sit in it. I'm sure it's called kayaking.
Oh, they could well be. Yeah, the yellow plastic things. Yeah, that's also kayaking. That is yes. Right. But what we're talking about is competition kayaking, not kayaking for fun, which is what you're talking about. Okay. Which is fun. Yeah. As you said. No.
Okay, so how did you become to be part of Jamaica's elite team of kayakers?
Yes. Long story short, it was just after the 2012 Olympics that I had a conversation initially with my daughter about what I'd like to do, just to pass the time.
Was this midlife crisis?
midlife reflection. Let's call it midlife reflection. And after 2012, and everyone feels inspired by the events and the successes. Exactly. So went down the list of all the Olympic sports. Athletics was out. Yeah.
Why? Too old?
Not fast enough, maybe. Gymnastics was out, not flexible enough. Okay. Yeah. So went down the list and came to kayaking, and it's something that I did years ago when I was younger for fun, and thought this will be a good laugh. A good laugh. This will be something I can do. Went home, spoke to my wife. Said, Sonia, I'm going to kayak for the Olympics.
I bet she thought you were going crazy.
Sonia's very, very supportive, and she was like, "Yes, okay."
Anything you say?
And it's been like that, and I know you can relate to this. Sometimes you set a dream or you set a vision, you set a goal, and you don't know how you're going to realise it. You just set the goal, and each day you take a small step, and that step took me in the direction of Team Jamaica Sprint Kayaking, and here I am.
Okay, so you started off over here.
Yes.
But how did you get into the team in Jamaica?
Here is the thing.
Yes.
When I started, I didn't have the dream of racing for Jamaica.
Oh, okay.
And truth be told, the opportunity to represent Team GB didn't arise because the program in kayaking for the UK, is really about young teenagers and pre-teenagers, and that's their saturated. There's thousands of young people doing kayaking in the UK, and I felt I was connected with Jamaica through the hiking mission. Met a guy called Leon McNeil. Now he was the first Jamaican to row at the Beijing Olympics in 2008.
Awesome.
And since then, he's been trying to develop non-motorised sports, so rowing in particular. And when I spoke to him about my dream in kayaking, he felt, okay, there's a natural kind of partnership in that. And so since that journey has allowed us to try and develop kayaking, and as a result, here I am representing Jamaica Sprint Kayaking from the UK.
Yeah. Awesome and well done.
Thank you.
Oh, I mean, that is where your roots come from, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about your association with the Kingston Aquatic Sports Academy.
Yes. So I mentioned Leon. He had this vision about a sports academy for rowing, and the idea is that we have this academy in Kingston Harbour, which will be for canoeing and kayaking initially, but also for rowing and sailing. Do you sail?
Well, I have done before, but not of recent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the idea is that we have these various activities in Kingston, and it will be about competition and medals, but not just about that. It's really about changing lives through sport. There are parts of Jamaica which require social change, economic improvement, and so the idea of the academy is to have sports, but at the same time help social change. There are some difficult areas in Kingston. The Kingston Harbour itself, environmentally, could do with some improvements and regeneration as well. and so my association is a natural connection, if you like, because I'm representing Jamaica in sprint kayaking. The academy is something that we want to see happen in Kingston Harbour, which will be for kayaking and other sports as well, rowing, as I mentioned, and sailing. And as a brand ambassador, I'm trying to help promote and develop and bring interest and support to the academy.
Okay. So Tony, predominantly black people or people of culture, people of colour, have been known to be very good at boxing, track and field events and running. So kayaking is a little bit different. So do we not need to be like a certain weight or body frame in particular?
Yeah, that's an interesting point. I think with kayaking, I think like many sports, you can look at physical attributes, but it always comes down to the person's desire to succeed in the sport that they want to do. So for kayaking, you don't have to be a particular size or weight or anything like that, really. I mean, look at Usain Bolt. You know, commentators have said that he's not a natural athlete. I think they say he's quite tall, he's quite long, and so he's not natural.
But he's got a long stride, no?
Well, this is interesting, but it's stuff that I've heard, and with kayaking, anybody can do it, and like anything in life, I guess, if you have the desire to succeed, you will use what attributes you have to make it work. And I've heard people say that if you're tall, then it makes you a better candidate. But I don't believe so.
Just glide through the air, or glide through the water.
I guess if you've got long arms, you get longer reach and you can move faster.
So what about the weight then?
The weight is, I mean, you can get kayaks for all weights.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And all sizes of people, and you know, there are. I think there's an Argentinian. He's considered to be quite short. I think he's 5'6", and that's considered to be quite short for kayaking.
Right.
But he's the best in his country. He's actually on the world, kayaking circuit. So I don't think there's any real constraints.
So who do you look up to in the kayaking industry?
Oh wow, I guess it would have to be my coach, Birgit Fisher.
Hold on, does Birgit kayak?
She does kayak.
Is she?
She kayaks very well.
Okay.
Yeah, Birgit Fisher. She's a German kayaks woman, and she is one. I always forget the exact statistic, but I think it's 8 Olympic gold medals in kayaking over 12 Olympics.
So you made sure you got the best coach then?
Yeah. again,
Yeah.
it comes down to success principles, isn't it? You try and get the best to teach you, and then you learn the best, if you like. So yes, I aspire to her because she keeps it simple.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to do it, no matter what people say, just keep taking small steps, keep working your craft.
So before we go back to the KA, was it KASA?
KSA, yes, CASA.
How often do you have to train?
Yeah, it depends on what's going on in the program, but it could be as much as 6 days a week, twice a day.
In the freezing cold?
Especially
in the snow.
Yeah, especially it is. Yeah, it can be, and then and it could be the sort of 3 times a week if I'm doing a recovery or something like that.
So explain to us what a recovery is.
So for instance, if recoveries are simply you've just trained so hard the previous week, you've got nothing left. And so you go to I'll go onto the Thames, and rather than say paddle very very hard for 2 or 3 minutes, I maybe just do a gentle paddle from if I said Richmond to Teddington, which is about say 3 miles.
Okay.
Just a gentle paddle there and back, nice recovery.
I see.
Enjoy the scenery, enjoy the view.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
Relax. Take an easy trip down the river.
Exactly, and then come back and everything is good.
So tell us about. So recently, I've seen your blog.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, not your blog, your vlog, right? Your video vlog, right?
Yes.
Where you went to Jamaica and you were studying rivers. And now I didn't even know there was such thing as people studying rivers. So what did you learn about the rivers in Jamaica?
Yes, it was my wife's vlog.
Okay.
Because that's what Sonia does. And what we were looking for, or what I was looking for the 14 Rivers in 7 Days challenge, which we may talk about in a minute, were rivers that were relatively flat, with no boulders, and I'd come to find out there are crocodiles. So this is what I was studying to work out exactly how we're going to get through this. And I've had lots of support. So we've had the Jamaica Environmental Agencies giving me guidance on how to study and look for what to look for. Local people, fishermen, family.
They'll be experts.
They will be, because they know exactly which. And so the biggest challenge at the moment is crocodiles, because on the south coast, many of the rivers have crocodile presence. So if you look at St Catherine, Clarendon, Manchester, St Elizabeth, these are the sort of the south coast parishes, and because of the type of region it is, the rivers are quite marshy, and so it's an area which crocodiles will flourish and live. But that's kind of the south coast, and what I've come to understand is that the crocodiles are generally not aggressive. And actually, they're actually in threat of extinction in Jamaica as well.
Okay.
And so,
I think
it's a bad thing, really. I'm not an environmentalist per se, but I think that I think we should be able to live in harmony with our species. And the crocodile is actually on the Jamaica coat of arms, so it's part of our heritage. The crocodile. So I think it's important that we try and protect them, and there is a campaign to try and protect the crocodiles. Okay. But they are crocodiles, and they will eat. Yeah. And they eat people like me and people like you. So whilst
like me, staying out on the rivers.
So the idea is that we try to get through these particular rivers on the south coast.
So do you go on there in your kayak?
Yes, is the answer. This is the plan. This is the plan for the event. So the idea is that I'll go on the river in my kayak. We'll have a local person that knows which part. He'll say, right, get on here, sir, and come off here, sir, because otherwise you're going to be in problems if I go any further away. So, and that's the idea, is that I should be able to go in my kayak with a safety crew in a boat behind me, just in case.
Just in case what, Tony? Tell me.
Just in case something should happen.
In case somebody gets hungry, yeah? The species who you want to protect. Yeah, okay, I understand.
Exactly. And then and the idea is that they're there in case something should happen, and I need to get into the safety boat for safety. Exactly. But truth be told, is I'm told that the crocodiles are not aggressive to. And actually, they're more afraid of us than we. That's like spiders. You like spiders? You afraid of spiders? Yeah.
Not really. No.
Okay. Some people are afraid of spiders. But apparently, spiders are more afraid of us than we are of them. And crocodiles apparently are the same. So I'm not expecting any real problems from any crocodiles.
So have you had to study crocodiles? Just to make sure you know how to fight them if you get in there and your safety crew don't come and get you in time. Have you had to study how to lock the jaw down or hold the tail?
I won't say I've studied it, but people were free to tell me how to do these things. And actually, one of my support crews is a South African kayakman. He's come with me. Peter Quibel is a really, really good guy. Growing up in South Africa, he's had experience with crocodiles and sharks as well. And so I'm hoping not to encounter any crocodiles. But no, I don't know how to fight a crocodile.
Right. So let's go back to the Kingston Aquatic
Sports Academy.
Yes. So are you the founder? No. So you said Leon is the founder.
He's the founder,
and you are the ambassador. So as the ambassador,
Yes.
how do you go around maybe the country or other places, building the brand and getting presence and letting everybody know that they're around?
Yeah, for sure. First of all, it's an honour, right?
Yeah.
It's absolutely a privilege to be able to do something like this.
Yeah, especially somebody coming from the UK.
Exactly, and I'm a UK, but I'm part of what we call the diaspora. I'm a Jamaican living outside of Jamaica, and that's a privilege and a
Where were you
responsibility.
born?
I was born in London.
Right,
I was born in London, Jamaican parentage, as you said, and as a dual citizen, I have rights and responsibilities in the UK, but I also have privileges and responsibilities in Jamaica, and that's probably where my brand ambassador role fills me with the most joy and what I want to do. So, and as a brand ambassador, it is promoting the sport, promoting the idea of the aquatic centre, promoting the vision, which is to change lives through sport by creating the option for kayaking, because you said it before was Jamaica has athletics, we have bobsleigh, right, football, many other sports, and kayaking is another sport that we can offer the community to do, and so to be able to present that idea as an aquatic centre, and this is part of the vision behind the 14 Rivers in 7 Days fundraise.
Right.
It's kayaking along one river in each parish across Jamaica, touching the nook and crannies of Jamaica, using our natural resources so that everybody across Jamaica will know that kayaking is part of the Jamaican sports programme. Right. And as a brand ambassador, this is what I think is important to do, to promote and help to bring interest. And also what we want to do is have an international river race in the future, right?
Really?
And within about a year or so, where people of all abilities, right? So you can come over as well, right? And then and then we'll have a river race. We'll have international athletes as well. We'll come to Jamaica and race on one of the rivers or a couple of the rivers, and enjoy Jamaica from a sporting perspective as well. And as I said, as a brand ambassador, that's really quite it's an honour to be able to do something like that.
So coming from the UK and going to Jamaica and representing them representing them in kayaking and also being Jamaica's kayaksman, how has that been received from you by the Jamaicans?
It's been received very, very well. I was in Jamaica about 2 years ago when I was at an institute, and there were young people who were rowers at the time, and they were looking forward to sampling what it was like to be to do kayaking. So on a grassroots level, there's lots of excitement. Jamaica Sports, the Jamaica Tourist Board, through their Jamaica Sports office, have they're sponsoring the 14 Rivers in 7 Days fundraiser, which I'm doing in a few weeks' time. And they've been very, very supportive, and they've endorsed the event, and they're helping me in every way to try and make sure the event happens as well. So from the Jamaican government's point of view, I mentioned the environmental agencies that have been giving me advice on crocodile presence and stuff. So these are facets of the Jamaican government that give me support and encouragement. And the idea of Jamaica taking part in another Olympic sport, not just track and field, not just bobsleigh, right, but kayaking, right, is exciting. Swimming as well, diving as well as a holy The idea of Jamaica having another Olympic sport is very exciting, and the idea of having international athletes and tourists coming to Jamaica and taking part in a river race, is just like, why not?
It's a big party.
It's a big contrast to kayaking on the Thames. I will never get you to come with me and kayak on the Thames, right?
No,
never. But I might
get
you to come over to Jamaica and kayak on, say, the Great River. And this is part of the excitement as well. And it's a privilege to be able to be a part of that.
That's awesome.
So we mentioned that I live in the UK, so I race and I train at a club, Richmond Canoe Club, inside Richmond, Surrey, and they've been phenomenally supportive in just me as an athlete at their club, at club level, but also in my aspirations to help develop things in Jamaica as well. So in terms of providing, because there's lots of knowledge there, one of the biggest clubs in the country, and so they're helping me with some of the equipment, some of the knowledge, because there's a lot of knowledge involved in kayaking and going on rivers. So Richmond Canoe Club, my canoe club in the UK, been very, very supportive of what's going on in Jamaica. And the idea also is that we have not just Kingston Aquatic Sports Centre, but we have perhaps clubs around Jamaica which partner with international clubs as well. So some of the big kayaking clubs are in Hungary, in Germany, in Canada, and so yes, these things are happening. These partnerships are happening, and the mutual exchange of knowledge is also happening.
Awesome. And how supportive has the Jamaican government been to your sport and to you representing them in that sport? Yeah,
they've been very, very supportive. I mean, if I put it in a context, there are 43 federations in Jamaica for different sports, and so obviously it's a tall order for the Jamaican sports ministry, if you like, to be able to support every single one of those sports in every way that people want them to. So the sport comes in small doses, let's say. And I mentioned about the Jamaica Sports endorsing the 14 rivers in 7 days, and also the idea of having international river races as well. So the Jamaican government have been very, very supportive, and it's happening. I mean, 2 years ago, where I was compared to where I am now, where Leon is, where the aquatic centre is, we're actually talking about premises, talking about all these other things. We've made massive progress in the last 2 years, and we've continued to be supported, and the support will grow, I'm sure, as well as we go.
Okay, so is it safe to say that you live 6 months in Jamaica and 6 months in the UK?
I would say it's probably safer to say 50 weeks in the UK and 2 weeks in Jamaica.
I don't believe that.
And then slowly we're going to reduce it to like 4 weeks in the UK and then 48 weeks in 4 weeks in Jamaica and then 48 weeks in the UK. But yeah, we myself and my wife, and my wife, as I said, who does vlogging and covers lots of issues when we're travelling around. We try to spend as much time as we can in Jamaica. We're doing research, of course, and working.
Of course,
it's really hard work and stuff.
Researching the rivers.
Researching the rivers and things like that. And so it's not quite 6 months in each country, but we do try to spend as much time as we can doing the work we enjoy doing.
Okay. All right, that's great. So your plan is to go to the Tokyo Olympic Games in 2020, and how close do you think you are to achieving that mark?
Well, again, much closer than 2 years ago, because 2 years ago I was talking about Rio. Yeah. And one of the biggest obstacles at the time was that there wasn't a foundation, because when I started there wasn't a foundation. Now we have a kayak and canoe federation, I beg your pardon. Now we have a federation. That's just one hurdle out of the way. Now we just need the infrastructure, because it's not just about me going to Tokyo. Yes, that's my dream, that's my goal, but I'd love to see Team Jamaica kayaking in Tokyo.
Is it safe to say that you're training up other people to be in the team then?
Yes, and again, it's the early stages, because again, when I go back to the 14 rivers in 7 days, as well as promoting sport, what we're also looking for is talent that might be interested in taking on the challenge of training and aiming for Tokyo in 2020. So certainly it's my dream, and my own personal dream. I'm much further forward than I was, but also I'd like to create a platform and a pathway for others to have the same aspirations and be there with Team Jamaica in Tokyo.
Bring them up. Well, Tony, I want to say thank you very much for coming on the show today and talking to us about your dreams and aspirations and how you actually managed to get yourself in as the Jamaican kayaks man.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's been very insightful, I wish you all the best with the future.
Thank you very much, Sonia.
Be sure to tune into the next episode of Visibility with Sonia, where I help movers and shakers to be seen, be heard, and be visible.